The new Velma show is pretty bad. I'm gonna say right now, spoiler warning for the first episode of Velma, but with all the new buzz that the show is getting and the new videos coming out about it, I decided that I needed to witness it firsthand. And oh my god, I felt my childhood being bullied and robbed for everything that made it amazing just for the sake of money. I only saw the first episode due to it being as far as HBO Max will let me watch for free, and to be honest, the show is pretty pretentious. In the first couple of seconds, the scenes and the dialogue tries to tell the audience why things are taking place in the show for certain reasons. For example, towards the beginning of the episode, there's a part where there's a bunch of girls taking a shower together and they're nude. It's an adult show actually, if you didn't know. I don't know why, but I guess to cuss and make more trash adult jokes. But anyway, the girls are nude in the shower talking about how isn't it interesting that the first episode of shows are always more explicit and more sexual than the rest of the show. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that is basically the point they're trying to get across while they're doing that exact same thing. And it seems that they're trying to give a reason to the audience and the critics on why this is happening in the show before we can even give our own opinion about it, so we don't even try and question it. Like, you can tell right off the bat the show really wants to be meta, but instead just sets up how annoying the rest of the episode's gonna be. And then in the shower scene, two of the girls get in a fight, and one of them literally looks like they're about to murder the other one until Velma comes in and smacks the girl with a cane. We then find out Daphne's the attacker, and it's just a total shock to me because that's just so far off her character. All of the characters are so different than what they usually are. Like, they're not even anywhere close to the original characters they're based off of. All the personalities, all the dialogue, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Big Mouth, and that's supposed to follow actual 12-year-olds. Even outside the main cast, everyone is so extreme. Like, there's a part in the episode where Velma tries to stand up from a table where she's being questioned by police, and the police just pull out their guns on her. Like, instantly, no second thoughts about it, they're just pointing it right at her and she's unarmed. There's like no reason to do that. And what's really crazy about it is that the police questioning her are Daphne's parents, and Daphne and Velma used to be best friends, so Velma will go over to their house all the time. It's literally said in that same part. Why would you pull out your weapon on someone you've known for years and know they aren't dangerous? And the jokes in the show are really hit or miss. Some made me chuckle, and there were a lot, and I mean a lot, that made my eyes just roll or just bored me. Especially from Fred. Everything that he says in this show is the most annoying stuff ever. I get it that I'm not supposed to like Fred or Daphne in the beginning of the show, but I really don't like Velma or anyone else in the first episode either. Not one person. Nobody is the slightest bit likable in this show. Everyone is either miserable or stuck up in their own world to be able to enjoy watching for even 10 seconds. Also, another thing that bugged me is that if Velma doesn't solve the mystery of a girl who was murdered, she'll go to jail because she's the main suspect. But no one seems to care at all. Like, nobody in the show seems to care that she'll go to jail except Velma. Not even her own dad gives two craps, and it just seems so random to have it be that way. Like, it would just be more interesting to have him care way more so the audience can have someone to sympathize with while also building up Velma as a likable character. Because if we feel for the dad, then we would more likely want Velma to solve the crime. And when we do get some backstory on Velma where the audience is supposed to connect more with her, it's ruined by possibly some of the worst dialogue I may have ever heard. We're shown a flashback of Velma and how her mom would try and get her to solve little mysteries around the house, which accidentally leads her to finding the Christmas presents, so her mom decides she wants to go buy her a gift so she has something to open on Christmas Day. She ends up disappearing that same night, and Velma feels really bad and guilty about it. Like, pretty clean cut story. I think the audience will get the gist of it, right? But the show acts like the audience is 5 years old because right after, Fred says this word for word from the show.
Wow, after hearing that, I not only feel emotionally hooked, I understand the stakes of your journey.
Like, what is this writing? Nobody says that. It doesn't even make sense to say that in this show. It's aimed at adults, not kindergartners. Also, around this time, we run into Shaggy, who's not named Shaggy. His name is instead Norville. I don't know why they changed it to that. I don't even know anymore with this show, honestly. Like, why is this show even connected to the Scooby-Doo name? They basically just put a well-known face on it to get people to watch it. Speaking of Scooby-Doo, he doesn't even show up in the show. I found this out after doing some research, and it's just mind-boggling to me how one of the most important characters of the Mystery Gang won't even make an appearance. The show itself and all the characters in it could be named something completely different, and it wouldn't have no effect on the story. Them all being a part of the Mystery Gang makes no difference at all. It's just a cash grab. It also seems like the show really doesn't know what it wants to be. There's parts that make it seem like it wants to be based in reality where characters' actions have consequences, but then a dude randomly gets his leg cut off in a school hallway in front of everyone and nobody seems to care. Like, yes, this actually happens and it's so out of left field. I'm glad I didn't pay money to see this show because I would have been really disappointed. There really isn't anything that would make me come back to see the rest of the show, and I can see where all the negative reviews are coming from. It really is as bad as they say. Only time will tell with the rest of the episodes coming out to see how bad of a train wreck this show really is. But that's gonna be it for today, y'all. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.